Now, inflation. This is what has dogged this economy, and this is what has led many people to believe this isn't a great time in this economy. Obviously, we had an inflation rate that peaked in the summer of last year at 9.1%. It is still at 4.9%, much higher than when Biden took office, but it has been on a steady decline, and some people think it'll be down to close to that 2% mark, perhaps by the end of this calendar year.
Can afford higher prices because of tariffs?
They're not going to have higher prices. What's going to have, and who's going to have higher prices, is China and all of the countries that have been ripping us off for years. I was the only president ever. China was paying us hundreds of billions of dollars, and so were other countries. And, you know, if she doesn't like them, they should have gone out and they should have immediately cut the tariffs. But those tariffs are there 3.5 years now under their administration. We are going to take in billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars.
To grow our economy and to lower the cost of everyday needs like health care and housing and groceries. We will provide access to capital for small business owners and entrepreneurs and founders. And we will end America's housing shortage and protect Social Security and Medicare.
How do you view the U.S. economy right now?
So U.S. economy is always a struggle for majority of people. For rich people, well, richer gets richer in this country because they are able to somehow make an investor and the snowball effect that make their money grow exponentially. But what is hurting is the middle class people, like teacher, people who work as a regular 9-to-5 jobs. We have to pay a lot of taxes. Yes, we make decent money to pay our living expenses, but at the same time, we don't have extra money to be like the elite, the top 5% of rich people, the luxury they have. So what Donald Trump and Harris, they have very two different point of view. I do see that why Donald Trump wants to protect the people who are super wealthy, and versus how Harris is trying to help middle class people, or even not the middle class, it's the low income communities to get their housing, give them plenty of opportunities. Well, sometimes. You know, who's the one who suffers? It's the middle class people. So I feel like I'm in the middle ground. I'm not in Harris situations where she wants to help the low income community to give them all the welfare, all the Medicaid, all the benefits that are coming from taxpayers' money. And whereas the high, the super rich elite people that they have nothing to worry about. At the same time, Donald Trump wants to help them to pay less tax than, somehow pay less tax. So as a middle class, it's really struggle for us, and it's just sometimes when I think about it, I feel like, who should I support? It's also very difficult to me, actually. It's very difficult to me. But I'm more leaning towards to Harris because I have to think about how my people, most of us.
So our second question is, do you know Trump and Harris economic plan?
I think Harris plan is trying to make everybody, to create opportunity for everybody to have house, even for low income, for people who have less credits that will be able to apply their loan to give what she said equal opportunities. I do see some kind of dangers in there because back in 2007, when there's financial crisis, there are so many people who borrow money from the bank. They couldn't pay back, and the financial crashes. So I also see the dangers in that if everybody borrow money that doesn't belong to them to buy a house, to own the property, how are they gonna pay back? So we should really think more about that. On the other hand, Trump is trying to so I think Donald Trump's plan is trying to have elite people who are in top 5% to pay less tax. So that is going to also suffer on middle class people, because we are someone who makes decent money but not low income. We still have to pay, according to the brackets, to pay the tax that could potentially hurt the middle class people. So I'm not sure if Donald Trump's taxpayer policy will beneficial for all.
So our third question is, whose plan do you think would better improve your life and why?
So honestly, to better improve my life, I would say Harris, because one of the benefits that Harris is advocating is loan forgiveness. As middle class people, oftentimes we have a lot of loan, a student loan, and it doesn't matter whether to become a doctor. Your student loan could be up to $500,000, 500,000. As a middle class people, to pay off the debt is like paying off mortgage. That is extra income that you have to pay off. At the same time, people need to pay for a living. People need to pay for mortgage in addition to the loan the loan for school education loan. So one of the Harris advocacy is to student loan forgiveness. I think that would be beneficial for a lot of middle class people. Thank you.